This podcast is an invitation to feel and experience the souls of famous old Hollywood homes and to have an in-depth journey to the areas where they're located through interviews with longtime residents. Either you're a fan of old Hollywood in Los Angeles, planning to have a vacation, or, an even bigger step, considering a certain area for your future home. This is your opportunity to receive valuable information and insightful advice you won't find anywhere else.
Hello, and welcome to my podcast. Are you in the mood for California? Today we'll explore and feel Helms Bakery District in Culver City, followed by an interview with incredible Bernhard Mairinger.
I've always loved the whole Helms Bakery complex. I think it's a stunning building. I think it's very well thought through. You can tell there's someone in charge that cares and also knows what they're doing. Funny enough, I actually bought most of my furniture from my first restaurant within the Beer Beisel one in Beverly Hills. I bought at HD Buttercup, which, is one of the large furniture stores at Helms Bakery. And so I was always, drawn to that area and I always liked it.
Masha Korpacheva is a California-based realtor and a member of the National Association of Realtors in Los Angeles. She's an advocate for selling and buying homes with soul and practicing mindfulness in real estate. With master's degrees in spiritual psychology and linguistics, Masha brings all of her skills to work with her clients. An intuit and empath, she has touched many lives with her outstanding ability to see beyond the visible and helping to come to better understanding of issues and their resolutions. An adventurous world traveler, from climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania to exploring the Galapagos Islands, Masha has a particular passion for the City of Angels. Having landed in this paradise and adopted it as her home, she's been sharing old Hollywood stories since 2007. In the mood for California, feel the soul of old Hollywood.
And now, are you ready to experience Helms Bakery District? Nestled on the border of Los Angeles and Culver City, the Helms Bakery District is more than just a contemporary haven for furniture and design. It's a living testament to a captivating past that began in 1931. Initiated by Paul Helms, who retired to Southern California for its mild climate, the Helms Bakery swiftly became an integral part of the community, delivering freshly baked goods daily at your door. As early as 1932, Helms Bakery secured its place in history as the official baker of the Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, and its bread adorned the tables of Olympic champions. The relationship with Olympians extended to international teams, with Germany seeking Helms bread recipes for their athletes during the 1936 Summer Olympics. This connection continued with U.S. teams in London and Helsinki requesting the iconic bread for their athletes. The distinctive Helms coaches, with their unique two-tone scheme, became a familiar sight navigating the streets of Los Angeles even before the extensive freeway network we know today was established. Each coach, emblazoned with the Olympic symbol, would traverse assigned neighborhoods, delivering warm products directly to customers' homes. Wooden drawers stocked with fresh donuts, cookies, pastries, and candies, along with loaves of freshly baked bread, were a daily delight for eager patrons. Paul Helms' ingenuity reached new heights in 1969 when a clever marketing campaign secured a contract to provide the first bread on the moon through the Apollo 11 space mission. Despite the changing landscape of the bakery industry, Helms Bakery continued its operations until that year. In the early 1970s, the Marx family stepped in, breathing new life into the historic structure. The Helms Bakery District now spans 11 acres, offering not only retail shops, restaurants, and furniture showrooms, but also a glimpse into the bakery's illustrious history through a small museum. The Marx family's commitment to preservation is evident in the restoration of original neon signs, the creation of historic murals, and the installation of photovoltaic solar arrays. The district has evolved into a vibrant community space with the closure of Helms Avenue to traffic, creating Helms Walk. This pedestrian plaza boasts trees, lawn areas, a water feature, free Wi-Fi, and basalt pavers, a perfect spot to reminisce and savor the memories of the bygone era. The Helms Bakery District's recent addition, the Helms Design Center, stands as a beacon for commercial architects and designers, featuring 5 to-the-trade contract showrooms with renowned brands. It's a destination that marries the district's rich history with modern design. Walter and Marx INC, the family venture that purchased the building in 1972, continues to showcase a passion for quality and craftsmanship, mirroring the ethos of the original Helms bakers. From mass-producing a staggering array of baked goods to supplying the first bread on the moon, Helms Bakery's legacy lives on, seamlessly blending history, design, and innovation in the heart of Los Angeles. And here we are. Welcome to the Helms Bakery District. I'm so excited to have incredible Bernhard Mairinger here with me. The first thing you notice about Chef Bernhard Mairinger is his height, for at 6 feet 8 inches tall, he is arguably the tallest toque you'll ever encounter. His towering size matches his culinary creativity, which has made him a standout chef since his career began in his native country of Austria nearly 20 years ago. In the years leading up to Mairinger's winter 2023 opening of Lustig, his newest eatery located in Culver City, California, the chef has racked up experience and accolades that make him one of the Southern California's most exciting culinary talents. His first position in Los Angeles was as Chef de Cuisine at Patina, working with Chef Joachim Splichal's renowned Patina Group, which earned 4 stars from the Los Angeles Times during his time there. Leading up to making SoCal his home, Mairinger honed his culinary skills at a series of top-flight hotels and restaurants in Europe and beyond, including Hotel Alex in Zermatt, Switzerland, Ashdown Park Hotel in United Kingdom, Schloss Fuschl Resort and Spa in Austria, Hotel Zuerserhof in Austria, Restaurant Neichel in Barcelona, Spain, Ristorante Da Gianni in Mannheim, Germany, Restaurant Vendome in Cologne, Germany, Grande Sheraton Sukhumvit in Bangkok, Thailand. In 2012, Chef Mairinger opened Beer Beisel Restaurant, his own eatery in Beverly Hills, and quickly took the city by storm. Serving authentic Austrian cuisine in a lovely setting led to 2 James Beard Award nominations for Best New Restaurant and Rising Star Chef, and critical acclaim abounded as Beer Beisel was named one of the best new restaurants on the list of Zagat, Los Angeles Magazine, Gayot, and Angelina Magazine. National recognition of Chef Bernhard Mairinger's talents expanded after his James Beard nominations, as Esquire magazine named Beer Beisel as one of the hottest new restaurants in America, and Chef Mairinger was invited to compete against chefs Michael Simon and Jeffrey Zakarian on the Food Network's popular show Iron Chef America. In the ensuing years, Mairinger reimagined Beer Beisel with a downtown Los Angeles location known as Beer Beisel's Imbiss and Bakery, a casual dining spot and bakery renowned for its perfect Austrian pretzels, while also creating MB Culinary and Consulting. With MB, Chef Mairinger has followed his passion, creating private dinners, providing custom catered events, and consulting with hospitality clients, including the Petit Hermitage Hotel in West Hollywood, where Chef Mairinger spearheaded a complete overhaul of the luxury boutique hotel's food and beverage department, Spring Place in Beverly Hills, and the Alyeska Resort in Girdwood, Alaska. Today, this very tall Austrian chef brings a new twist on European favorites at Lustig, his restaurant in the Helms Bakery District in Culver City, offering up modern twists on old classics with recipes he has developed over the past 5 years, and he's about to share this experience with us. Hello, Bernhard.
Hi, Maria.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm very well, and I'm very glad to have you on my podcast today. So, looking forward to our conversation.
Same here.
So, Bernhard, you've had an illustrious culinary career, starting with the renowned Patina Group as Chef de Cuisine and bringing the first taste of Austrian cuisine with Beer Beisel restaurant. So, what does Los Angeles actually taste like to you? How would you describe the city to someone who has never been here?
That's an excellent question because I think Los Angeles has really become a massive melting pot of flavors. It's become such a food capital, and there's always this big competition between which one is the bigger foodie city. Is it Los Angeles? Is it New York? And I think within the last, let's say, decade, LA has really caught up a lot on the quality of restaurants, the diversity of restaurants. So it's really fun to see how there's so many different cultures, there's so many different cuisines available to you in Los Angeles now that it's really hard to pinpoint a California flavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's obviously mostly health conscious, natural products that are within local farms and accessible all year round, or seasonal here. So it's really interesting because you have long seasons, right? And there's a lot of produce and a lot of products that grow here that have simply come from here. So it's really a beautiful place to be in the profession that I am.
Beautiful. So what I'm hearing actually that Los Angeles tastes like very natural to you, that because it's so close to nature, and we have this incredible, season that is summer all the time, and there are a lot of farms around, and healthy food is important for people like you. So, and it seems that you find yourself at the right place.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that California has become a lot more health conscious. It's called the City of Angels, and everybody wants to look like one. So
that's right.
It's sometimes I think it's also going a little bit too far. Like I'm someone that likes to indulge every now and then. I love a good steak as much as I love my salad that I need to eat every day. I love vegetables, but I love a good fish or sushi. For me, it's all about balance, and I think here you have this beautiful balance, right? I mean, of course, you have junk food, fast food, and all the stuff that's not good for you. But then on the very opposite, you have from healthy organic supermarkets that have a very good quality of product to restaurants that really focus on highlighting the product and the produce and everything that we have here seasonally prepared with just enough of cooking and enough technique to really let the product highlight itself. And that's really my approach about cooking too. It's all about, if you have a great product, what do you need to do to support this product and to highlight how beautiful this product is versus, completely changing everything about this product to make it look like something it isn't, or taste like something it shouldn't taste like, right? So I
Right.
think that's really beautiful about here. You have all these beautiful products that sometimes you just need a very simple preparation to really make the product stand out.
Yes, to bring the taste out, to kind of like enhance it.
Right.
Very nice. Yes, and we should definitely focus on remaining the city of healthy angels. I like how you said it. So, Bernhard, could you please share your journey in Los Angeles food scene and how it has influenced your culinary style?
So I was very fortunate. I started cooking very early, and I grew up in a household with a home cooked meal pretty much once or twice a day. My mom is an excellent cook to this day. She's still cooking daily for my family at home. And we always had a big garden. So we always grew our vegetables. We always had fruit trees. We always had berries, herbs, and all that, where I just literally could go into the garden, take a pair of scissors, cut off whatever I wanted for lunch or dinner, and then just go up and prep it for myself and start eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a beautiful thing to have, especially when you're young and you actually get to grow up with knowing what the products are, when they're available to you, what to look for within the product. And it's definitely something similar to here, right? Like the longer you stay in California, the more you get exposed to. There's so much produce out here. There's so many different farms that are experimenting with what's available here and what's growing here and how they can push the limits to intensifying the flavors or even cross flavors. And, that's really one of the most beautiful things here in California and here in Los Angeles, where you will have access to produce and products that you don't have pretty much anywhere else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very long season because of the weather, right? Like it's always sunny, and it just really helps for a lot of these products to stay in season longer and actually taste well.
Mm-hmm. So basically, your culinary style developed in your childhood, probably the way you said with your mom's cooking, and you brought it here. And it just that with the availability of all different produce because of the season that we have here, you just kind of elaborated on it. Would you say so?
I mean, it's been a long journey. I mean, I started cooking when I was 12. I went to culinary
Mm.
school when I was 15. And from there on, I've worked in so many different countries, in so many different styles of hotels, resorts, right? Like from super high end and fine dining, 1, 2, 3 Michelin stars, to volume, but still good quality in like hotel resorts, ski areas. So it's really a combination of everything. I think there's so many different elements. There's so many different chefs and colleagues, so many different cultures and cuisines that have really shaped my own style. And that's
Mm-hmm.
really what I want to do with this new restaurant, because, the first one, Beer Beisel, was Austrian because I was, in desperate need of having this like taste of home here in Los Angeles. It just didn't make sense to me how a city like Los Angeles didn't have any Austrian food. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's impossible. And I was actually surprised and overwhelmed by how well it was received. But I think it's going back to, there's pretty much so many different flavors and cultures and cuisines out here. There was just one missing. And so people were really open to it. And then I think Austrian cuisine is great and has a lot of potential and a lot of finesse, even though it has this like very, bland and standard kind of reputation for being like German, Swiss, that kind of cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a lot of diversity to it, and you can really do a lot with it. And so going back to, and that's why I created Lustig basically in 2013. I wrote the concept a while back,
Mm.
and it's really about reflecting that culinary journey,
Mm.
never giving up on these Austrian roots that will always be within me. But then adapting, I worked in Barcelona, I worked in Thailand, I worked in London, I worked in all over Germany, all of Austria, I've worked in Switzerland. So all of these little places have contributed to it. And then I definitely would say California was sort of that rounding up the edges because,
Mm-hmm.
again, here you have everything again mixed together. And so you see all those different influences meet. And that's really when I was like, you know what? There's a fun to be had with the cooking. Like there's something you can do out here that
Right.
not many places will allow you.
Right. And how did you actually end up in Los Angeles? Because, with the Austrian cuisine in your heart and your culinary journey has been so extensive and incredible, but you're here in Los Angeles. So what actually brought you here?
So I was working with a very dear friend of mine. He's a chef as well. He's still here in Los Angeles. We were working together in Austria and in Germany. And I remember the last time we worked together at the ski resort in Austria, the famous Adelberg. He at some point just said, I'm going back to California and you should come with me. I was like, sounds great. I mean, I've never been to the States, so sounds like fun. And so he handed me first season, the DVD collection of the TV show, The OC, and he handed it over and it's like, here, this is sort of to give you a little bit of an idea of what's awaiting you. And I was just laughing. So, for the next month, like within my little lunch break or dinner service, I would like watch one of these episodes. And it was just, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for California.
Oh my God. So, and actually, when you arrived in California, did it look the same?
Oh, no, hell no. I was working 18 to 20 hour days pretty much from day one. So I had no time to do any of it.
So you had no time to have fun, huh?
I mean, you find your half a day somewhere, and we were working a 6-day week with Patina Group, and as I said, 18 to 20 hour days. So it was literally whenever we had the chance to do something, we'd go out for dinner, cruise along the PCH, go to the beach, check out restaurants. But yes, I would definitely say my time, and also, I had no budget when I first started out here. I had no money, so I literally had to wait and work my way up to be like, okay, now I can afford a nice meal, not have to worry about rent. It just took some time. LA is not an easy place to settle, and it's not an easy place to start over because it's just so different from anywhere else.
Yes, yes, and there is also a lot of competition here.
Correct, yeah.
I like that the name of your restaurant is Lustig, which translates to fun in German. And, you were just saying that when you first came here, you had to work like for 18 hours, a day. And, probably not that much time was left for fun. So is this somehow connected to that, or there's another story behind the name?
No, it's not really connected, but there's definitely a backstory to the name. So I consider myself a fun, kind of cheeky person. So it's always been part of my personality. And, I think especially having seen and having worked in so many different places, having fun and having a good time, given by how many hours we work in this industry, how many days we work, that we work the holidays, that it's a nonstop all the time. Things never go the way they're supposed to go. Like a restaurant is just always full of surprises. It barely ever happens that you walk into the restaurant and everything just goes smoothly and the same like it did the day before or the day after, right? It's just, there's always something. It's never the same. So you really have to adapt, and it's, it sort of grinds you down. It's sort of like grinding on your moral. It's like, hey, this is happening now, and now this, and what about this? So it's really, really important that you, are in a good mood and you sort of just power through it and you stay optimistic, and that you're in a good, that you're just, having fun doing so, because I always said it's an industry you need to be born for, not an industry you can just say, oh, I'll do it for now and then I'll do something else. If you don't enjoy it, you'll never succeed. You'll never make it. And I think fun is a big, big portion of hospitality. Like people go out to have a good time. The staff that needs to work there has to have a good time, because if staff is in a bad mood, it will ruin the experience for the customers.
Very true.
Overall, having a good time, going out, having fun is, such a big element that for me, it was a complete no-brainer to say, okay, let's bring that back a little bit. And as mentioned, I've created this concept 10 years ago. And then especially after COVID, and even during COVID, when we started the negotiations with the space, I was like, this is probably the perfect time to bring this back, because, things have definitely changed. A lot has happened in the world. And I think people are ready to, go out and have a good time again. People are looking for, what, I want to have a great meal, a good drink in a cool space, in a cool setting, and I want to have a good time. So I was like, okay.
Very, very good. Yes. And so, maybe you can give a sneak peek into what guests can expect in terms of the cuisine and overall dining experience at Lustig. Besides that, they should definitely expect to have fun there.
Excellent. Yeah. I mean, and it really depends on the person too who comes in. Like, we respect what the person or what our clients want, right? Like if you are by yourself, you want that relaxed and just chill night and you don't want to be bothered, we won't bother you. But if you come in and you want to have a good time and you're cheeky and you want to make some jokes and fool around, we'll be the right place for you. And then again, for me, it's also it's what I meant when I mentioned this restaurant is really kind of like me, right? It's like fun and cheeky when there's room for it, but serious and focused and paying attention to the detail when necessary. And that really sums up Lustig too. It's like we'll be paying attention to the details. We'll do the things that need to be done well in a restaurant, well, because it's important. Without a certain professionalism and without a certain standard, it doesn't work. So we're really going to focus on making sure that, yes, you're going to have a great time, great service, great meal, and great drinks and all that. But, it's personable. So it should be fun. It should be something where you come back to. It's something where you walk out. It's like, this was so different. This is just such a different experience because it caters to all of it, right? It caters to me being happy. It caters me to having a good meal, enjoying the flavors, enjoying the drinks, and then just, having overall a good time. So that's really something you can expect. And we're doing that with the design. Like it starts with the design of the place and it ends with, the service style, the food. It's just everything has this like fun little twist to it that you probably have never seen anywhere else. But when you walk out, you'll probably be like, this makes complete sense. There's elements here that is amazing that nobody has ever thought of. And that's the fun to me. That's why I loved creating this concept. I was like, we're gonna do things in a way that people will be like, this is great. Nobody would have ever thought of this.
So you're not just opening a restaurant, you're actually creating a culinary experience for people to have.
That's such a a worn out phrase, let's call it like that, because there's many restaurants that create the culinary experience, and it's exactly that. It's like a very straightforward, linear, this is the way through this menu, this is what we do. There's no like adjusting or like flexibility. We're slightly different than that. It's literally, we're creating a home base for you. We're creating a place where you walk in, where you are welcomed any time of day. Doesn't matter how many times you show up the week for whatever occasion, right? So you want to celebrate and sort of splurge and really just indulge and have a great night out and spend, you can do it. You want to come in, have a nice drink and a little snack, you can do it. You want to come in for your business or have a little private party with a small little private dining room, come in, book the dining room. You have your privacy. So it's really catering to all these different aspects to your life. And the importance is always, as I mentioned, quality. There will be the quality throughout the restaurant in any aspect, but also it's personal. We're not, making you feel bad if you are loud, if you're noisy, or if you're having a good time, right? I mean, all to a, let's say, socially accepted way, obviously.
Yeah. Right. Sounds good. Well, another question that I have is that you actually picked a very special place for the restaurant. And this historic Helms Olympic Bread Building, or as it's known, Helms Bakery in Culver City, will actually be the home of Lustig. What drew you to this unique location? And how will the building's history and architecture be incorporated into the restaurant's design and concept? Because you did mention the design, and I would like for you to elaborate on that.
I've always loved the whole Helms Bakery complex. I think it's a stunning building. I think it's very well thought through. You can tell there's someone in charge that cares and also knows what they're doing. Funny enough, I actually bought most of my furniture from my first restaurant within the Beer Beisel one in Beverly Hills. I bought at HD Buttercup, which, is one of the large furniture stores at Helms Bakery. And so I was always, drawn to that area and I always liked it. But quite honestly, I never considered putting a restaurant to Culver City because I just didn't know Culver City well. I just, but it's similar with Beverly Hills. I never thought I'm ending up in Beverly Hills. And then I spent some time there and did my research. And I was like, no, this is a great spot for this. And so I got introduced to the building ownership through a mutual friend who is also the designer of the restaurant. And, I immediately felt there was a connection. Like, we had a great conversation from the very beginning, an open dialogue. We were on the same page of sort of the vision of what the space can be and should be. And we basically, decided, okay, let's see if this actually will, if we can come to terms. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna need some time to think this over because Culver City was just not on my radar. And, to this day, I love that, the building just said, take some time, spend some time here, explore the area, do your research, and then let us know. And I'm glad I did because, the more time I spent down there, and, it's been almost 2 years now since we started the project. It's really amazing. It's really incredible. The community, the neighborhood, everything about this place, the history, which is so known to so many people that are here in the city, right? Like everybody knows the complex. Everybody says, "Oh, you're with Helms Bakery. Of course we know this place." And that's such a huge benefit, right? And it's just a stunning building. It really is. So we're definitely honoring what's there and what's existing, but we're adding elements to it that are cheeky and fun because that's part of the restaurant, right? So we're keeping the bone and the core and the values of Helms Bakery, but we're doing things slightly different with adding a few color elements, and even within the design, for example, give you like a more detailed example. The dining room table and the bar countertops and whatever is a beautiful maple wood, which really works well with this, like, kind of yellow beige outside of the building. And then you have high ceilings and exposed concrete on the inside. So these natural tones are really beautiful within the big daylight that you have coming in as well. But we're adding little color elements to it because we actually are working with a millwork up in Calgary that uses recycled skateboard to do color inlays within the furniture. And so we have on the corner and within the middle of the bar top, for example, these little, color imprints from recycled skateboards. So again, you take this beautiful, regular, natural maple color and infuse these little colors that really brighten up the space and really make a difference without really pushing it though, right? So it's still subtle and elegant and highlighting everything else.
Yes, very creative. Beautiful, beautiful idea. And also like the maple color, like the way you described it, it feels so warm. It feels so inviting. And it's like you instantly want to go in and have a meal.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of incorporating, natural textures. There's a lot of wood. Built this beautiful soffit with, it's basically like a wood floor on the ceiling, right? It's sort of like this upside down kind of feeling, but it looks beautiful and it really, helps bring everything together.
Wonderful. So you're not only integrating natural ingredients in the food, but also there'll be nature all around you inside the restaurant in the design. That's beautiful.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wonderful.
It all has to have, a story or line like this, like vein running through, right? Like everything has to line up. It's what plate will you use, what glass will you use, what colors, the tone of the building, it just everything has to come together.
Well, the way you are approaching and taking care of every detail within the restaurant, I can bet that the food will taste very delicious.
Thank you.
So, my last question to you is, what message or experience do you hope that your guests will take away from their visit to Lustig? And what are your aspirations for the restaurant in the long term?
I mean, my hope and my dream is really that, I've mentioned this, I think earlier, that people and our guests basically walk out and say, this has been a great experience. I cannot wait to come back. And, for whatever reason for them, right? If it's something in the design, if it's something in the food, the drinks, the staff, because everybody will have a different experience. Each person walking through the space will notice something different, have a different experience because, everybody has different priorities. So I hope we really are able to create something where people just, and our guests basically just say, this is great. This is fun. This is delicious. This is a place I cannot wait to come back to. And and that's really the goal. I mean, this is why I'm creating this. I want to be a neighborhood spot. I want to be here for the community. I want to become a staple within that area, within the Helms Bakery complex. And on top of it, I want to be a place that people are like driving from all over the place that say we need to go there because there's nothing like it. So yes, we'll sacrifice an hour in the car and deal with Los Angeles traffic to get there on a busy evening.
Yes.
So that definitely is the goal of mine and the dream. Hopefully that will come true at some point. And long term for Lustig, we're doing things with this like modern fun twist to dishes that you know and love. It's far less strict Austrian than it was before. So we're definitely, I call it like a modern European. So we're taking sort of dishes that you know and love to a different level and just having fun with it. So I really hope that we can do this on the long term and just, find the perfect dishes that we can recreate and sort of have fun with, and that people accept and love the way we're basically talking to them. Like one of my phrases and one of the things that I incorporate into the brand of Lustig that was very important to me. And it's going to be kind of the slogan of the restaurant. It's, we speak food, which is the world's language. Like food brings people together wherever you are in the world. It's something that everybody understands, that everybody loves and needs.
Yes.
So again, there's nothing like food that brings people together as much as it does.
Very, very true. Very true. And what an honorable goal you have. And what a beautiful motto. We speak food. And Bernhard, I must say that I feel that right now we have just spoken food for this short period of time. And I already want to, go to your new restaurant, Lustig, which is opening around Thanksgiving time, and just try your creations because, I can already taste the flavor in my mouth.
Thank you so much. Well, I hope everybody else that listens to the podcast will get the same feeling.
Yes, I do too, and I hope that Lustig will become a new incredible, restaurant at the historic Helms Bakery, and will continue the tradition going.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bernhard. Looking forward to the amazing, fun experience at your restaurant.
I cannot wait till I can host you at the restaurant.
Thank you, Bernhard. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for tuning in to feel and experience Helms Bakery District with my special guest, Bernhard Mairinger. If you enjoy my podcast, In the Mood for California, please sign up for future episodes at your preferred platform, and please leave your feedback. I really appreciate your time and support. You can follow me on Instagram at In the Mood for California and check out my website www.inthemoodforcalifornia.com. I'm a realtor with Beverly & Company Luxury Properties, and my license number is 01978714. Selling and buying homes with soul is not just my real estate strategy. It is an intuitive and holistic approach that embraces your values, aspirations, and conscious intentions. If you want to discover the power of mindfulness in your real estate journey with my compassionate guidance, I'm here for you. Next time, we're venturing out to the historic gold mining town of Julian. So looking forward to seeing you there.
In the Mood for California, feel the soul of Old Hollywood.